Kurinji Senior Secondary School, CBSE, Namakkal.
Successful result producing school in state every year.
Administered by the Board of Directors with over 35 years of experience in the teaching field.
Special attention on art, craft, music, dance, silambam, yoga, skating and karate.
Focus on Hindi Sabha and Spell Bee Olympiad exams.
Smart class for effective and innovative learning and well-furnished library.
Solitary importance on sports and games in state and national level.
WhatsApp facilities to know activities of students and school inside the campus.
Free bus for LKG to 8th standard.
Free, hygienic and nutritious food.
NEET, JEE, IIT coaching experts from Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh along with our effective teachers.
Admission registration for classes LKG to +2.
Kurinji Education Institution, Kavetipatti, Namakkal. Admission in progress. CBSE, KG to 12, contact 9025895176. Metric 6 to 12, contact 9344567484. For online admission, log on to www.kurinjischoolnkl.in.
Hi students, now in this video we have started to learn the NEET information. Means what is the information needed for the NEET examination. So that information now today onwards we have started to give. So in this video I am going to give how these plants will be propagated. So means what are the methods they will use and what are the kinds of steps we will means we will study everything. So in this video onwards I have started to give. So information is on second means in +2 topics under first topic name, that is reproduction in organisms. So there how these organisms will reproduce. So mainly I have focused on the plants, how these plants will propagate, either means what are the methods are there, what are the examples we will see. So all this particular information I am going to give you. So what is my request here is, so I am going to follow MTG and resonance and different types of materials Allen and our metric textbooks also I am going to follow. So if you watch these videos, entire information will be covered, entire information will be accumulated at one place. Okay ma? So that's why try to focus. So if you listen all these videos now, you will be benefited with good marks in NEET examinations. Okay, thank you. Students, now new topic name is reproduction in organisms. Okay, there are different types of organisms over there, how these organisms will reproduce. So we will discuss. So first of all we will learn the information regarding how generally plants will propagate. So there, so first and very important information we have to discuss, that is vegetative propagation in plants. Vegetative propagation in plants. Now vegetative reproduction or vegetative propagation is the regeneration of new plants from vegetative parts of parental plant. So here what is the point? Vegetative propagation means here according to the CBSE textbook what they are calling now. So this particular means asexual reproduction only, means this particular vegetative reproduction why we have divided or means why we have given a new name means actually this one also we can be considered under asexual reproduction, but in plants means in plants only, instead of calling of a vegetative reproduction simply, so we have given another name, that is nothing but vegetative propagation. Means asexual reproduction means what is the meaning? So without means here that kind of reproduction takes place within one plant or the same parent. So here what are the offsprings are produced from the parental plant? No, 100% similar with that of parental plant. So likewise means here when one parent involvement is there, no, our knowledge point of view, that kind of propagation we will be considering as, or we will be taking as asexual reproduction. Means in plants also, suppose if one parent involvement is there for the propagation of plants, so why we should not call that particular asexual reproduction? No. So here there are different types of propagules. There are different types of vegetative propagules which helps in vegetative propagation. So that's why instead of calling of asexual reproduction, so we have given a separate names in plants as vegetative propagation. So that is a somewhat important point. So try to save in your mind. So thereby what is happening means vegetative propagation is the regeneration of new plants from the vegetative parts of the parental plant. Okay, so it includes all those processes of propagation in which a part of the plant body is separated from the parental plant and gives rise to new individuals without any obvious changes in the protoplasm. So means here when the particular plant is going to be propagated, Emma, so thereby what is the point here we are understanding? Definitely new individuals of development, we will observe. So what are the new individuals which are developed from the parental plant, not having any kind of obvious changes, means where in case of protoplast and genetic material concerned, so there is no chance to be, or there is no chance to have which one? Chromosomal mutations. So why? Because here there is no chances for obvious changes, means here definitely here the propagation is going to be taken place only by asexual mode. Emma, so asexual mode means there is no chance to the development, or there is no chance to the process of meiosis, isn't it? So thereby here what is the point? No, what are the individuals or what are the offsprings which are developed from the parental plant 100% similar to that of parental plant? Emma, so that point only I have given it down, that is all the plants developed by all the plants developed by vegetative propagation are genetically identical to the parental plants. Means here not only genetically, morphologically also, means morphologically as well as genetically will be identical to the parental plant. Suppose if the plants, means what are the new plants or the new individuals which have been or which are developed from the parental plant. Suppose if they have morphologically, if they are morphologically as well as identically similar, means so such kind of plants simply we will be considering as a clone. Emma, means here the new individuals are there, these new individuals are morphologically as well as genetically similar to the parental plant. So such kind of identical copies of the plants simply we will be considering as clones. ఇది ఎల్లరికమే తెలియం, but I should give this particular point. Am I right? Now here one more point. So here in vegetative propagation, how many number of plants involvement is there? Means so definitely vegetative propagation takes place within the plant, means here single individual, okay, involvement is there, right? Now vegetative propagation, for our convenience to study, we have divided into, or we are divided into so following types. So first one is natural methods and the second one is artificial methods. Okay, so vegetative propagation, this particular information I have gathered from the MTGMA. Okay, so here these are all somewhat information now I have collected from the some other books. So there all the time I cannot say names, right? Now vegetative propagation is divided into two types. One is natural methods and the second one is artificial methods. Now first one is natural methods. There first of all let us see in natural methods propagation by stem. So propagation by stem, let us see. So here this entire information depends on the stem only, or the propagation of a stem only. So in the next video definitely I will give information regarding propagation of leaf and propagation of fruit, propagation of bulbil. Likewise there are different types of natural methods are there. Let us focus on the stem right now. First one, so in a propagation of stem also modifications, how many different types of modifications are there? Means so three types are there. First one is underground stem modifications, second one is aerial stem modifications, and the third one is subaerial stem modifications. Now underground stem modifications point of view, propagation of stem is there three different types of modifications we can observe. So there first one is underground stem modifications. So there what are the examples we will observe? No, bulb, cork, rhizome, and one more is a stem tuber, that you will see that side. Am I right? Now let us learn the information one by one. So now here the bulb point of view, what is information? No, bulb is a short and thickened underground stem axis, represents a slightly conical disc with the fleshy leaves surrounding a terminal bud at the center of the disc. Here, so here this particular information, orange colored information, so exactly let's spotlight. If you study means exactly you cannot understand by at a time. But here through my voice, what is the point I am asking to remember? No, bulb, it is a underground stem modification. Underground stem modification. No, so here what is happening? No, what is the stem which is present in the underground? No, that one is condensed or reduced. That's why that's why here what is the point I have written? Short. Condensed or short and thickened underground stem axis represented by a short slightly conical disc. Means it is a best example, 1 minute let me give you, that is onion. While cutting off onion, mummy will cut first of all like roots side she will cut, at the time white color part will be removed off. So that particular thing means what is the part mummy will cut and she will throw out? No, so that particular part only we will be taking as condensed stem. Means sir, then what we are having, sir, means what we are having? No, you see it exactly at spotlight, fleshy leaves. Means here according to that other books, what they have given? No, leaf basis or scale leaves, but both you try to remember. Leaf basis or the scale leaves, so stores the food materials. When leaf basis or the scale leaves, both you try to remember. So sometimes no, either this one or that one they will ask, both they will not ask at a time. Okay, so thereby due to the storage of food materials in a fleshy leaves. Fleshy leaves means fleshy when it will become due to the storage of food materials. So thereby fleshy leaves development will be there in the bulb, and all these fleshy leaves surrounding which one? Terminal bud. Means the terminal bud which is present in the center of the in the center of the onion. If you cut that particular onion, so we will observe in center of that particular onion or the bulb, we will observe terminal bud. At this you see there at the center of the disc. So thereby under bulb, what is the point I am requesting to remember is the stem is condensed, and here, so here the food materials are stored in leaf bases or scale leaves, and when food materials are stored in the leaf bases or the scale leaves, no, so here the leaf parts are becomes fleshy, and here that which one conical disc which one stem axis is represented, a slightly conical disc. The shape of the stem we can be taken as a conical, so disc shaped structure. Okay, so that is the information I can give related to the bulb. So best example what we can see means, best example is onion, tulip, garlic, etc. Okay, so best example this one only you try to remember. Onion this one Allium cepa, scientific name. Next one garlic, Allium sativa. Okay, next one tulip means in Liliaceae family members, so we see, no, so that is the thing. Okay, so all these examples are generally propagated by bulb. Next one, corm point of view. So it is the condensed form of rhizome which grows vertically down. This is important point. Means here the corm that grows vertically in the soil, vertically down. So thereby here this particular corm consists of one more important point. That point let me say through my voice only. That is this particular corm consists of contractile roots or the pull roots. So what is the point? The corm which consists of contractile roots or the pull roots, which helps the corm to keep in a particular depth in the soil. So means here the corm consists of which one? Contractile roots, or simply PULL, pull roots. What is the use of these pull roots? No, when this particular corm grows vertically, suppose a chance is there to go very deep in the soil, or sometimes a chance is there to come out above the level of soil. At the time, what these contractile roots or the pull roots will do means, these contractile roots or the pull roots keeps the comb in particular depth in the soil. Means thereby this particular comb will not come out and it will not go into the deeper regions of the soil. A point you understood. So that particular point you try to say. Next one, internodes are usually reduced. Internodes are definitely usually reduced, and one or more axillary buds are present in the axils of scale leaves. What is one more important point? No, you see all these are all pseudodinks we are observing under underground stem. Actually, our stem must be above the level of the soil generally, but here the stem is present or situated within the soil now. At the time, on the stem, generally on the stem only we will observe the presence of leaves and nodes and internodes, everything. But when the particular stem is present within the ground, at the time, no sir, leaves, how sir these leaves are modified means, neat important bit, that is, leaves are modified into scale leaves. Don't forget, leaves are modified into scale leaves. So generally, our knowledge point of view, definitely when the leaves are present aerially, at the axils of the leaves, axillary buds are there, no? Those axillary buds definitely here also will be there and protected by the scale leaves. Why? Because these scale leaves are modifications of leaves. Are you getting? So, important points comes at the time. At a time you may not understand, or you may, based on your capability and caliber, you try to remember, right? Now internodes are usually reduced, and one or more axillary buds are present in the axils of scale leaves. Means here, what are the axillary buds we will observe? No, all these axillary buds definitely present at the axils of scale leaves. Don't forget, scale leaves are the modifications of normal leaves. So, CORM best examples or textbook example, CBSE textbook example is Jaminicon, and other books examples are Colocasia, Gladiolus and Crocus. Jaminicon, the Amorphophallus. So, this particular example one more time in a second chapter I'll give you Amorphophallus, Colocasia, Gladiolus, and one more is Crocus. These are all different types of examples which we can be taken under CORM. Now next one is rhizome. Third example, third explanation under underground stem modification. So there, thick prostate and branched stem which grows horizontally. So once you see there, corm, if you concentrate now, corm that grows vertically in the soil, whereas if you see the rhizome that grows, how it grows? Horizontally in the soil. So here the rhizome which grows horizontally in the soil, whereas the corm that grows vertically in the soil. Next one, here also distinct nodes and internodes are present. Next one, node bear small scale leaves. Our knowledge point of view, leaves are present at the nodes only. No, in a fillet X I have given. Nodes bear small scale leaves. Scale leaves are nothing but the modifications of leaves only. No, so with the buds. So thereby, what is the point? So just one and only the point you try to remember, that particular point is rhizome that grows horizontally in the soil, and definitely it consists of nodes and internodes. Nodes bears scale leaves. So on these axils of the scale leaves, buds will be there. Those buds are known as axillary buds. Now best example is, you may get one doubt, sir, suppose if you keep one small ginger part in the ground, at the time after a few days that will be large, become koncham perusamu, at the time how sir it propagates means, so the one important need bit that is generally ginger or the rhizome propagates through the axillary buds. This is the important point to try to say. Means whereas a terminal bud, sir, what is the use of this terminal bud means? Terminal bud helps in formation of aerial part. Aerial part of the plant. Aerial plant part development point of view, which one helps? Terminal bud or apical bud. Whereas axillary bud which helps in vegetative propagation. Development of ginger, the development of Gingiva officinalis. Gingiva officinalis is a scientific name of ginger. So thereby axillary buds இப்போ இங்கே buds simply I have written no buds. இது என்ன buds ன்னு axillary buds. These axillary buds definitely helps in propagation or definitely involves in the which one development of rhizome or the development of ginger. Try to say this point. Whereas a terminal bud which helps in aerial shoot development. If aerial shoot not there means suppose if the aerial shoot only not there means how food materials storage process takes place. So thereby underground stem will be there within the soil, but aerial parts definitely must come out. Why? Because when aerial shoots means which bears leaves and other parts, no. So here due to the process of photosynthesis, all aerial parts performs the process of photosynthesis and stores the food materials in underground stem, isn't it? So that's why here definitely so aerial shoot system or aerial parts are which are developed by the terminal or apical shoot system or apical bud, and later axillary buds which helps in vegetative propagation. Now best examples are gingiber, officinalis ginger, turmeric, next one Canna indica, next one Musa paradisiaca banana. Okay, so ginger, turmeric, Canna indica, and one more is Musa paradisiaca. So these are all different types of examples of rhizome. Next one, stem tuber. Stem tuber point of view. Now stem tuber, the lower branches of stem. Lower branches of stem stores of food materials generally. So these points are important. So here lower branches of the stem. Lower branches, this particular point is important. Lower branches of the stem only stores the food materials. And generally, suppose stem tuber, suppose one example is there, no. So what is the food material or what is the type of food material stores in the stem tuber means, so the name of the food material is starch. Okay, if food materials storage we are observing now, where we can see the storage of food materials means, once you see there, lower branches of the stem, lower branches of the stem, exactly if you see there, no, terminal parts of the lower branches. Okay, lower branches of the stem stores the food materials generally in the form of starch. So for example, once you see there, what is the example? Potato. Solanum tuberosum. So generally, so in competitive examinations also they will ask what is that bid. So here what is that potato means, whether it is edible fruit of or edible part of root, stem, leaf. Suppose if they ask means, so generally non-biology students what they will understand, no, which is present in the soil means thereby it is a development of root they will consider. But here what is the point? Here we can understand, no, potato is stem modifications. Lower branches of the stem stores the food materials, and definitely which one formation takes place? Potato formation takes place. Next one, eyes or the axillary buds are present on the surface. Suppose if you take one potato, on the potato here what we can find out, no, air like axillary buds. Axillary buds or the eyes we can be seen. So all these eyes or the axillary buds which helps in vegetative propagation. So that's why that point only I have written. Once you see there, the eyes or the axillary buds are present on the surface, which gives rise to new plantlets. If new plantlets development is there means definitely, so eyes or the axillary buds which helps in vegetative propagation. So in this side heading, what is the point I would like to give more and more means, in stem tuber resource stored food materials name is starch, and this stem tuber propagates through axillary buds or eyes. Best example is a potato, and one more one more example is caladium. Okay, so there where we can see the storage of food materials means we can be seen in lower branches of the stem. So these are all best examples or best important points, so I can give related to the stem tuber. Next one, let us move on to the next side heading, that is aerial stem modifications. Under aerial stem modifications, best example is phylloclade. Now only let me give example of phylloclade. What are the examples? No. NCERT, our textbook point of view, what are the main important need bits to be discussed means, flattened stem. Emma, flattened stem which performs the process of photosynthesis, best example Opuntia, and cylindrical stem which performs the process of photosynthesis, best example is Euphorbia. So you try to forget the entire information, but these 2 points you don't forget under phylloclad. Emma, so chance is there to ask all these points. So flattened stem modifications, best example Opuntia, and cylindrical stem modifications, best example is Euphorbia. Emma, these 2 points you don't forget, examinations point of view important. So that particular point only here I have written. Phylloclad or fleshy, green, flattened or cylindrical stem branches. Here, when this particular stem performs the process of photosynthesis, definitely becomes fleshy. So definitely becomes fleshy, and one more is green. So when this particular stem becomes green in color, no, definitely performs the process of photosynthesis. So here that point you try to say. Later, what is the point? No. So flattened stem modifications or the flattened stem, best example is Opuntia. Later, cylindrical stem modifications, best example is Euphorbia. People, what is the main, sir, how, sir, this particular phylloclad, why we have been taken under vegetative propagation, sir, means, so once you see there, each segment of a stem can form a new plant on breaking off. Suppose here if you take Opuntia, suppose if you are separating into small plantlets, no, each and every plant can act as individual plant. So thereby here what is the point I have written? So each segment of a stem can form a new plant on breaking off. So best example is Opuntia. Next side heading is subaerial stem modifications. Subaerial stem modifications, there totally 4 different types of side headings to be discussed. Once let us see the side headings first. Runners, stolons, suckers, and one more is offsets. One more time, once you see runners, stolons, suckers, and one more is offsets. Now let us see the first one, runners. So best example in runners, textbook example, so runners best example is Fragaria. Fragaria is a scientific name of strawberry. Fragaria is a scientific name of strawberry. So there in runners, first important point, runners is a slender creeping stem with long internodes. With long internodes means here this particular stem definitely, so it is a weak and creeps on the soil. Creeping on the soil. So that's why here the slender creeping stem with long internodes I have written. Next one, nodes bear axillary buds. Definitely, so don't forget one point. Definitely at nodal regions, what we can find out? Axillary buds we can find out, and scale leaves we can find out. Next one, adventitious roots we can find out. Nodes bears axillary buds, scale leaves, and adventitious roots. Next one, runners break off and grow into a new individual. So suppose unfortunately, suppose these runners breakdowns means, suppose either one particular occasion or a particular thing, no, suppose if the runners break down means at the time, no, each and every plantlet can survive as individual plant. So best example is Oxalis cynodon. Oxalis, and one more is a cynodon, and one more example here initially we have seen that is strawberry scientific name Fragaria. Next one, next side heading, stolons. Stolons point of view, stolons suckers point of view, how it grows. So the type of the growth is important. Once you see there, stolons, arched horizontal branches. Lower, suppose if the plant is there, no, lower branches will be there. Lower branches first of all that grows aerially, okay, and later it grows towards the soil, means obliquely downwards. At least this particular statement you try to remember. Stolons that grows how? Obliquely downwards. Once you see their spelling of obliquely here, we can find in suckers, obliquely downwards. Which one? Stolons. These stolons grows obliquely downwards. So when these particular branches, the lower branches touch the soil, touches the soil at the time, no. So from the touched part, which one formation takes place? New plants or development we can see. So that particular point only once I have given. So these stolons are arched horizontal branches which develops into new plants where they touch the ground. Best examples are mentha, nerium, rose, and one more is jasminum or jasmine. So here this particular examples also try to save, but examples also somewhat important, but when compared to the examples, the type of growth, how it grows, that grows obliquely upwards. First of all, it grows obliquely downwards, you try to remember. Obliquely downwards. Stolons grows obliquely downwards, whereas suckers grows, once you see here, suckers grows obliquely downwards. So these suckers initially grows horizontally below the surface, but soon grows obliquely downwards, forming a leafy shoot. Best examples are chrysanthemum, musa, ananas. Ananas is scientific name of pineapple. Let me give clarity. Stolons grows obliquely downwards towards the soil, and these suckers grows towards the obliquely upwards. Stolons obliquely downwards, suckers obliquely upwards. Next one, offsets point of view. A weak horizontal branch of one internode called offset. One more time, offset is nothing but a weak horizontal branch of one internode. One internode of horizontal branch we can be considered as offset. It runs horizontally to the surface, producing a tuft of leaves and adventitious roots. Means here, which one? Here one more important point, in offsets, tuft of leaves are there, no. This tuft means group, tuft of leaves arrangement is like a rosette manner. Means if you see rose flower, no, there how the arrangement of the leaves will be there, means petals. Petals means colorful leaves are there, no, petals. So here likewise, so in offsets also tuft of leaves arrangement will be in rosette manner. Rosette, don't forget, important point. And adventitious roots also, group of roots will be there. So best examples are pistia. Pistia also known as water cabbage. Next one, eichhornia, also known as water hyacinth. These two plants are hydrophytes. Hydrophytes means which are present in water. And agave americana. Agave is also known as a century plant. No? This particular plant is a terrestrial plant. So here three examples I have given. One is pistia and second one is eichhornia. These two plants are aquatic plants. Aquatic plants are hydrophytes. Next one, agave. Agave plant is there, no, century plant. This particular plant is not a hydrophyte. It is a terrestrial plant present on the ground or present on the soil. So up to here I have given information regarding which one, only propagation of a stem I have given. In the next video, in a natural methods, no, by covering of leaf, root and bulbil, I will give information of artificial methods. Means what are the artificial methods we will follow generally for the propagation. Later advanced methods also I will discuss. So try to watch this video, so without any skipping thing. So try to learn the entire information, so thereby you will get good marks. Thank you, be safe at home.